What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Mighty Show. We haven't changed the logo yet, but we will. It's the Mighty Show. It is the mightiest of shows on a weekend, and we have another breakdown of Rings of Power, episode 4, the gift that keeps on giving. And we'll talk about another show related to Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings animation. We'll get into that. But I'm not doing it alone. I've got to bring in my resident blue wizard, Sheldon.
Resident Blue Wizard. Oh my god.
You Sheldon!
Until
we finish the review.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
How's it going?
Don't call me. I don't want to be a blue wizard. They suck.
Okay, what do you want to be then? Do you want to be a black wizard?
Can I be green?
Green? Okay, you can be a green wizard. You are from this day forth called the Green Wizard.
Oh shit.
Former GameStop employee.
That's too funny.
Oh man. Okay. The amazing show that keeps on giving me laughter upon laughter.
It's another week of this show.
I can't wait to do a breakdown with you. We're gonna go by scene.
Cool.
We'll break it down. It's gonna be fun. But I want to get into War of Rohirrim.
How do you say these words? How do you say these names, man? They're so complicated.
That's the mastery of Tolkien, though. Similarians, right?
Yeah.
Tolkienism is beautiful. He had a crazy imagination.
Yeah.
Right. The depths of it. Even language was embedded into this, right?
It's true. Yeah. I mean, that whole Elvin language and that he made, and yeah, he had quite an imagination, which is kind of wild. It's unfortunate though that a lot of his works were left unfinished or didn't go into too much depth with outside things the outside of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and the Silmarillion. It's a bunch of works that unfortunately just wasn't be able to get touched on before his passing.
So Netflix has an animation coming out. It's a movie. You guys were talking about it on Thursday. Unfortunately, I wasn't there because I would have definitely commented on something that you guys were commenting about, and how
I don't think it's Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's
Amazon.
No, it's New Line. No,
but is it coming to streaming platforms or theater?
Theaters.
Okay, so it's a theater release. Okay, I wonder if Amazon Studios has something to do with it, though.
It's I'm pretty sure it's New Line because it's being produced by Peter Jackson.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So it's not a Netflix thing. It's not an Amazon thing. It's New Line. That's the studio that did the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit. Yeah.
Well, my only problem with this, and I don't like this thing, is because, and you guys didn't really touch on it too much, but I'm wondering if you can maybe shed some light on it. Is
sure.
The main character, the female character, she is just an afterthought. She's not anywhere written in Tolkien's books about leading the charge into battle.
Well, I believe she does have a name, because in this it's about Helm Hammerhand, who was he's kind of the main character of that realm of Rohan, and he did have 2 kids in Tolkien's works, like the son Haleth and the daughter Hild, but they're not touched upon. Like I think it's one of those works that he never really dove into. So there's not much to really go on. I think what they're doing is trying to fill in blanks and make their own story with it where Tolkien didn't.
Yeah, I don't think they need to. This is what I hate about studios when they try to stretch a penny out. That's what I call this. It's just stretching a penny out, because I don't need you to make up something. There's so much already out there that they could have actually just took from the books.
Yeah, they're pulling from those appendices, right? Like that's kind of what they're doing.
But they're taking liberty by making their own path and saying, "Hey, this is." He might have hinted this way, but we're gonna go this way, right?
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's hard to. I think for me, it's hard to know until it's actually out and we watch what's going on. During his, like Hammerhand's reign, that's when like the construction of Helm's Deep happened, and it makes me wonder if they're going to show that in this movie, along with the war with the Dunelandings, who is one of the like they were the people of the land of Rohan that were in pockets that were kind of like pushed out.
Are you going to see in theater?
I am. Like,
okay, I won't be, so I'm going to lean on you to kind of give us feedback on it.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Because I just chalked this up into another pile of wokeism. With the female lead that's super awesome and perfect, and everything is beautiful, and she's amazing. She's super strong. She can punch everybody in the face, even guys who are 200 pounds bigger than her. That's what I see it as from the trailer, and I could be totally wrong here, right?
Right.
Because I haven't seen it. That's where when you see it, I would love to hear your take on it, and then eventually, when it does come on a streaming platform, I'll check it out to see if you were lying or telling the truth.
Okay.
When does it come out? December what?
December 13th is when it's dropping in theaters.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I look forward to seeing what they do with it. If it's like just badass, then cool. If it's not, then
but what is badass? Because I've been hearing this term for every female. They're badasses. They're badasses.
I'm talking about the movie in general. I don't care about the characters. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the characters do matter. Sorry.
I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen. Girl boss is going to be super awesome and is going to get everything done, humiliate all the men, even on the good side. They don't know what they're doing. They need her leadership, and everyone should follow her lead. That's the storyline. Now, you watch it in theater and make sure you have that, my sentences in your head and say, does this line up with what Elvin is saying?
But it should also line up with Tolkien's works too, right?
I'm telling you it won't.
Well, hold on. So in Lord of the Rings,
I'm playing devil's advocate here.
In Two Towers, right? We had Elwyn talk about defending her people when she was talking to Aragorn, when she was like doing her thing with the sword and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's not added in. Like I'll look through Tolkien's books again, and pull up some research and digging on that, because I'm pretty sure he does mention that in his books with Eowyn.
But he doesn't mention. Is this character Eowyn?
No, I think this is the daughter Hilde. That's
what I'm saying. Like, this character has been made up and is going to be propped up, and everyone's gonna.
It's not made up. I mean, he does mention her. It's being.
No, I'm talking about her journey. This journey is going to be all made up.
Right.
There's nothing in his appendices or his books stating that this character did these things that the movie is going to show us at all, right? Mm. So I'm wondering if they do it right. Okay, they've done it right, but I just, based on the trend of Hollywood, they're going to prop her as a girl boss who can do no wrong. That's what I'm looking at based on the trailers. But you're going to confirm that by watching it in the movies at the theaters. And let me know if this is a girl boss Lord of the Rings animation.
Okay. I'll let you know. Yeah.
Because that's the only way we'll know, is somebody has to watch it, right?
Right.
But based on what I'm seeing and the history of Hollywood, in every aspect, Star Wars, Marvel, now Lord of the Rings. I mean, we're going to talk about it with the Rings of Power as well. Girl boss Guy Ladriel, just, too perfect, and everyone needs to follow her lead. So, good times. All right.
Good times indeed.
You got your tea, coffee? What do you have there?
Oh, it's just water. It's just water. I have my morning coffee.
We need one of you brands out there to sponsor us, so we can drink whatever you sponsor us with, and we'll say great things about your drink, even if it's bad, right? Like all those people with AG1, AG1, it's great for you. Oh, it's great. Tastes awesome.
Right? Athletic Greens? You mean you don't want to be having your nutrients in the morning?
I drank that thing and it was bad.
Oh no.
It was like
Joe Rogan believes in it though, man.
Rasmus says, will you do girl boss dad jokes, Elvin? So many mom jokes. You know what? They deserve their day in the sun as well. I will be doing #mom jokes starting in 2025. I've already amassed so many dad jokes to, make D suffer that I don't want to, not use them. I have about 30. I'm 30 deep. I'm 30 deep in dad jokes. And I know every one of them will drive him nuts. Did you get your money back? Yeah. Money back.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Never get your money back. What's gone, it's gone. All right. As you can see from the background here, we have Bob. What's his name?
Bombadil. Bombadil. Bombadil.
Tom.
The bomb.
Bombadil. Tom Bombadil. I love these names. They're so like 1940s, which was his era, Tolkien's era, right?
They're so unique.
Hey, Tom. Last name Bombadil.
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 Oh, God.
All right, we'll talk about him, and we'll talk about the show here. Episode 4 breakdown. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what to tell you. We're doing a breakdown here, so that should be self-explanatory.
There's gonna be mad spoilers if you haven't watched it.
But I mean, hey, look. There's another side to this too. I don't recommend you watching this show at all, so you can just follow along with us, and we'll talk about it. And you can just follow through vicariously with us. But I do not recommend anybody to watch this show at all unless you want comedy gold in the form of accidental comedy.
Yeah. Or unless you just want to criticize the crap out of it,
which we'll do. Which we'll do. Yeah. So that's my hot take. And I don't speak for Sheldon. I'm speaking for myself. Sheldon, you can give your thoughts about what you recommend or don't recommend.
Oh, I will. No worries.
Okay. Let's get started here. Let's talk about the episode 4. We'll start breaking it down here. Be great if this thing actually worked. Oh, here we go. All right.
We're back to the shipyard where I never see ships being made. It's just in place all the time.
So I'm going to be on full screen here, so I'm not going to be able to see you talk. But we'll get started here. So opening act. Okay, we've already seen the scene where the corner was a tiny little area. Why aren't they showing the rest of? Is it Rivendell? No.
I was gonna say Linden, but I don't think that's Linden. Is this how much we don't care about the show that we don't care for the names of these places?
Well, whatever. It's someplace Dale. Someplace Dale. This is Metro Dale right here. Metro City Dale. So we got random soldiers with no leadership.
No reason as to why they're there. They're just at this shipyard.
I don't know where they're going. What are they doing?
I don't know. This is a shipyard where they make ships, but there's never any ships being made. So I don't understand what's going on.
There's one ship there. Don't you lie.
I mean, we see ships be like dock, but we never see ships being made.
Yeah, there's nothing like propped up on a stand or something that they're carving away, right?
No. I think the only time we saw it was I think it was like episode 2 or 3 where Elrond was really poorly shaving wood off that big hunk that he was doing, and like that was it.
Oh, he was shaving wood, all right. Yeah. So we got aimless army here walking. I will give credit where it's due. I did really harp on the show for having terrible costumes and armor. Here we finally see metal armor
for the first time in the show.
Well, I can't recall any other time that I've seen a soldier infantry with armor, proper armor. It's all cloth all the time.
This will be the only time you see it, Elvin. It's going to go back to season 1 all over again.
Sewing machine, here we come.
I mean, I can't recall really when they did do metal, to be fair, as well.
They did partial, but they never did a full-on armor like you saw in Lord of the Rings, where it'd be head-to-toe armor.
Right.
Metal.
Right.
So we finally see some form of armor, which
some pauldrons, a helmet, looks like an arm brace that's got some metal going on. Yeah.
And we do still see short hair, which just drives me nuts when I see elves with short hair. I just can't. Every elf, I don't care what the hair color is.
Diversity, Elvin. Diversity.
Yeah, I am saying that with the hair color, diversity with hair color. They all should be long because that's the tradition there.
Yeah, I agree.
When you cut it off, now they become Santa's little helpers.
They do feel like a cheaper elf of some sort, man.
Elf on a shelf.
Yeah, or elf,
Santa.
Yeah. Will Ferrell.
Yeah, love him. So this just drives me nuts that I don't see long hair. I mean, I do see some, but they're braided. They should be long, flowing hair from the front and the back. That's an elf. You could look far away and go, "That's an elf coming towards me. I better move." Right? So,
well, I mean, I guess if they want to braid their long hair, they can if they want to.
yeah, braiding is fine, but like you
Yeah.
can see the female on the left there.
Right.
Her hair's braided, but it's long, right?
Yes.
Which is fine. It's long
Yep.
hair. That's what an elf is, right?
You talking about Galadriel over there?
Galadriel? So I did look up why she's done this. There is a line from Tolkien where he says that she braids her hair in the front in a
Yes.
form of a crown.
Yes. I think I believe that's in the movies as well.
But her hair is long though. It's not
very
short.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine. To me, it's just what's his name here? Loverboy.
Elrond.
Elrond, the lover of dwarves. Looks like Elvis Presley. Get it?
Ain't not but a hound dog. I mean, he does become kind of a hound dog in this episode, eh?
Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Regio. Why do they have to accentuate the R every time? Sauron. Regio.
That's a good. They put an emphasis.
It sounds weird.
They really do put an emphasis on the Uron. The Sauron. Like
Uron.
They're choking on something.
I know what they're choking on. Bad script.
And they say it with such emotion.
I know
for no reason.
It sounds so bad. It just sounds so bad.
It's like this dude either hurt them emotionally so bad that they have to say it like that, or they just really they're like, why did this guy betray all of Elvenkind?
Galadriel, when she says Sauron, it's so fun. I just laugh out loud every time she says Sauron.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Funny. It's odd. I don't get why they do that.
So anyway, so he's in charge by the High Lord King Elf, whatever the heck his name was.
Gil-galad.
Yeah, Gil-galad. To lead in rescuing or finding out what happened to the messengers.
Well, I think they're going. Well, that's part of it. That's part of it, I think. But they're also going to Eregion.
Yeah. To tell Master Craft
Celebrimbor to warn him about Sauron.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I'm like, why didn't they just do that from the get-go?
She knows who he is. Why is she chasing this guy around? She should just went straight to him and said, "Hey, don't let Sauron in."
Yeah, they wasted too much time trying to get to that point.
And okay, why do they need an army of these guys to go there? They just send a messenger ahead of time, and then you go as well.
Yeah,
to confirm that the messenger got the message, because they sent these guys in the beginning, like 2 or 3 guys to go there, but they never sent a follow-up to make sure that they got there, or she didn't say, "Hey, even though you sent the messengers, let's go there anyways to make sure everything is still good."
That would have been too smart for their script writers, man.
But they're doing that now. So that's the part. Like they're like, "No, we're not going to do it immediately. We're going to do it now when it makes sense for us to extend the story of the season, right?"
Yep.
So off they go, and he asks her for to be her lieutenant because he's the boss now, or so does he think. The show is not going to make him the lead at all. It's not happening.
No,
he's just a puppet for now, just to get the story going, and then she'll eventually take over, which she does in this episode. So it's going to be fun. Let's break it down. 2 swordsmen, and why 2? Why?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird that they that was highly specified. I just take a bunch of warriors that's good at all their shit, man. Like, why does it need to be that specific?
All you have to say is, let's get the best 5 marksmen we've got. Let's just get the best 5 soldiers we got, and let's take them with us. That's all you have to say. He goes into specifics: 2 swordsmen and a what? What did he say?
An arrow. I don't know what he said.
A marksman.
I mean, I don't think he said marksman, but it was something along those lines.
Cool. I don't want to reverse back because I don't want to see this again. I've already seen it once. That's enough torture for me. So she's like, yeah, are you sure you want me to? Blah, blah, blah. Like, bitch, why are you being condescending here? You're
I
the
don't like
one
this.
that's caused all this to happen.
I did not like this. I don't like this dynamic between them where they're kind of just hating on each other because one has one upped a person. Like, this is what this is.
It's
This
a
is
brother and sister relationship here.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to one up each other every
Yeah.
single time to get in the good graces with wow, a high king of some
I
sort.
don't know why. Was he going to crown them the next king? No.
No. And it's just it's not their dynamic. In a lot of the research I've done, like in Tolkien's works, they don't fight ever. They actually highly respect each other and are very cordial with each other and work together. Like this show
Absolutely. Absolutely.
is ruining that they're causing controversy when there shouldn't be controversy. There should be cooperation.
100% agree with that because they don't know the characters. They didn't do the research of the characters. They changed the characters. The two of them are not supposed to be on journeys and have conflicts.
No.
So when you are shoehorning in new approach to things, you're going to have problems. And these guys, this is the problem here. These two come off as combative. They don't look like they want to work as a team. I'm sure the showrunners are going to say, you know, eventually they see eye to eye and they work their differences out. I don't care about that.
No.
I don't.
The dynamic is frustratingly annoying.
Yep.
And I hate like when I watched this, I didn't want to watch it, but I'm being forced to for this. No, I'm just like
I cannot confirm or deny those.
No, but it's just frustratingly annoying to watch them squabble and bicker when there's bigger pressing matters to attend to.
If she is so wise and, you know, full of, you know, wisdom, all that stuff, she should just pack her attitude in a pocket and go, you know what? I effed up big time here. Let's work together. And I don't care what my role is here. I want to fix this because I'm the one that let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Right?
She's not holding herself accountable, which is
She's got an attitude.
Yeah. And it's not Galadriel's MO in any of the works at all.
This is totally opposite of the character who she is in the lore.
Yeah.
First, why do you have to appoint her as a lieutenant? Why even give her a title? The titles are just thrown out here. You're a lieutenant. You're a general. You're a high king. Blah 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 blah. You're gonna be this.
Yeah.
Who is he to appoint her as first lieutenant?
I don't even know what his position was. A commander? Yeah. Is he a commander now or something?
No, nobody knows. I guess so.
He's just in charge of this group from the High King.
The last episode, we saw the High King call her High Commander.
Yes.
And now she's a lieutenant. She got degraded.
She got demoted. Yeah.
Demoted by who?
I think
does he have the power to demote people?
Elrond, or the High King?
Elrond.
I guess he does now.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Just keep following. Yeah. Don't ask questions. Just keep continuing.
Yep. This is what this show is saying. Is just listen to it. Don't bother questioning. They are. If you want to highlight D's comment there because he makes a good point.
Oh my god. She's like, yes, I can recommend. Why is she like trying to pull teeth here with him? Time is the essence, is it not?
Literally it is.
That's the biggest problem with the show. There is no understanding of time.
No. And this is the sibling like squabbles that you mentioned. This is the annoying, like, why are you being so petty, man? Just be like, yep, I can do it. Let's go.
Yeah, I need two this, two that. Okay, sure, no problem. I know Jim, Bob, and I don't know, Tina. Adam and Linda. There you go.
You gotta include them.
Yeah, let's go. Linda has to come in for diversity. And Bob over there is from the southern part of Elvin. So he's gonna be a different color. So we need that. Where's Bob from? I don't know. Southern parts.
Yep.
But we'll figure that out later. Don't ask questions.
No.
Archer and two swordsmen. That's what it was. Archer.
Yeah. Okay. Marksman, archer.
El's forte is archery. So wouldn't you want more archers than swordsmen?
I mean, they're pretty skilled in swords too, compared to like
when I look at elves in Lord of the Rings, I think archery as their main go-to.
Oh, for sure. They are quite. It's almost like an art form when you watch them do.
Like, look at Legolas, right? Legolas had
Yeah.
2 daggers. He didn't have a sword.
I thought you were gonna say 2 dads for a second, but
I mean, he could have had 2 dads, and that's fine. I don't care, right? As long as they have blonde hair,
right? Right.
But he had his archery was his number one thing.
Yes.
And when an enemy got too close, he'd just pull out the dagger from the side and just go at it. But he never had a sword like Aragorn, where he's wielding it, right?
No, not that I can remember anyway.
And just like a dwarf with the axe, they're known for their heavy axes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, anyway, so they had the long, peaceful walk. Nobody seems to be worried. Like, everyone's just, there's a boat right there on the left. They're making a little dinky boat for you right there.
Oh, a canoe.
No, the canoe's on the right. The canoe's on the right there. Yeah, so there you go. They're making these big boats with these little dinghies, escape pods. So you got people working here, even though this looks like a CW production.
You really shit on CW way too much.
Well, no, they are what they are, right? With their budget. So
yeah, fair.
This is the most expensive TV show on earth, and you have a CW type of background.
You think that's real, or you think that boat is CGI?
Oh, 100% CGI.
Yeah.
No way that's a practical boat. You were talking about the big one in the back, right?
No, I'm talking about that canoe.
Oh, no, that canoe's real because it's like somebody from your neighborhood could put that together probably in a day.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm talking about the big one at the back. It's in the water.
Oh, that's definitely CGI.
100% CGI.
Yeah.
I would even stretch too far to say is that one of these 2 buildings here is CGI as well. I'm going to go with the one on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Up the stairs, that's CGI.
Yeah.
The one on the bottom here might be like a frame, and then they filled in the rest. I don't know. It's just so cheap looking, this place. Get out of here with your $1 billion budget. They don't even have a gate here.
Yeah. It makes me wonder, like, I just want to go back to that sense of urgency thing. If this was told amongst any of their people, because they're way too, like, you look at all the, like, this couple here, this couple that's
this diverse couple right here.
That's just like, oh, we're gonna go make some boats. We don't know anything.
Well, I thought you were gonna say something else.
No. They're just going about their day like, hey, everything is normal. They know nothing that Sauron is back trying to get into contact with Celebrimbor, and just like everything's hunky dory. They're like, hey, I think we got 3 rings. We got our immortality back. We're fine. We don't need to worry about anything else.
But maybe, okay, let me play devil's advocate here. Maybe the High King has said, let's keep this amongst us only. Let's not fear the citizens, right? So that could be a reason why they have no idea, and they're just picking berries and about to just go make some elven baby.
But elves aren't the ones to panic. They don't do panic. They take things in stride.
But not panic. What I mean is, like, they would not be walking around picking berries here.
No.
They'd be getting ready for war.
Yes.
I mean, that's maybe the reason why we see those soldiers walking. But again, there's no like information given to us that the levels of who knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They had a bunch of people come in the last episode stand there, a diverse crowd of people to stand there.
Indian elf.
And I laughed my ass off because it's just so funny. They all look like nowhere near elvish, like, of beings. They didn't have that
like the elf in Kolkata.
Yeah, you don't see that visually, like an aura about them.
No,
right? You don't see any of that. When you look at Lord of the Rings, you see the elves. Doesn't matter who it is, they all have this aura of we are the elves here.
Yes,
we're a calm collective, and we're gonna get it done.
Yeah,
right. So, I don't know. I just don't care.
Just so angry.
And then we see a ripoff of Tolkien's, Peter Jackson's
map
movie.
Yeah,
where we see the elves forest, and you know what? Fine, whatever.
I kind of liked it. I was like, okay. For me, it felt like a nice throwback to the movies, but it still felt like they were trying to continue their work, even though they don't.
But this is the first time we actually see them traversing land to show time is going by. right? We don't know exactly how long, but we actually see them traversing.
Right.
And you see how much distance they have to cover. And obviously the elves, they move fast and they can cover these distance more than a dwarf and a human can, right?
Right.
Unless they're on horses.
But you think with that sense of urgency they have, they'd use horses because the horses would be faster?
Don't ask questions, Sheldon. I just told you that earlier. Just
Or is this supposed to be like a stealth mission thing?
Nobody knows. I don't even know. I have no idea. They're not even carrying anything from the High King as notes or like a letter.
Yeah, that's a good point. How are they supposed to like convince Celebrimbor that dude
No, but
is
Galadriel, remember? She knows it all.
Right.
She knows it all.
Right.
Even though she's a lieutenant now, not a commander anymore. So this is directly taken from the Lord of the Rings book when they were all going together. Legolas, Aragorn, Frodo, they're all traveling.
Right.
100% ripped off with there. At some point, you got to say, you know what? Fine, whatever. Who cares? Right? Because maybe it's a callback, maybe it's an homage. I don't know. If you do it every episode, then I'm going to get on your case. But whatever. At this point, I just want to see some scenery to make it look like a bigger scale. Right?
My only criticism with this is I think they panned way too far back because I didn't realize that there were people running. I until like near the end, I thought I saw something move. So I had to rewind that entire scene and like, what is that? What is that? You know? And then I saw the people. I was like, oh, that's them. Okay. I thought they were just doing a pan shot of the nature and the routes that they were taking. I didn't realize that there were people actually running.
So when they were talking there in the village, he said, I want 2 archers and 1 swordsman, right? Which brings the total of the team 5. Right. There's actually 6 in this picture.
Is there?
Yeah. There's 6 people in this picture.
Oh my God.
I counted. Trust me, I counted.
It's the cameraman.
Yeah. The GoPro guy in the back.
Yeah. Hardcore parkour, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. But I guess the very last line he does say, Elvish. I always forget his name.
Elrond.
I'm gonna get it in my head. Elrond says at the end, I think very last line, and whoever or something else. Like he says something, a throwaway line. I can't remember, which kind of covers them for having a 6th person there. But initially, it was supposed to be 5 because he only asked for 3 more people.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I guess he asked for somebody else, maybe a tracksman or something like that. But he didn't specify it. Do I need to see all this? Sure, whatever. This reminds me of the scene where Frodo was stabbed.
Or where the Nazguls were chasing him.
Yeah, and
then
Guns N' Roses' daughter.
Yeah.
What's her name? I can't remember. Anyways,
I can't remember her name.
She's beautiful.
Like Gwendolyn or something like that.
Now, that's an elf.
Yeah.
That's a fair. And her hair wasn't blonde.
No.
Right?
It was black, like Elrond's hair was. Or not black. It was like she was a brunette.
Yeah. And she was beautiful. She was fair. And you could 100% say that's an elf. Right?
She was also very soft-spoken, which was...
And then here we have the map again. This map might as well just be a small, shrunken city map at this point, because everybody's within 1 day of proximity to each other.
Okay, so they do come from Linden. That
there you go.
That is where they do come from. Okay.
And the greatest chocolate in the world are made there. So we get a bridge here. I thought this was all right. This is cool.
Little building thing.
I did check out the Elvish map. This bridge does not exist where it's located on this map.
Or it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that. So we see this bridge shattered and destroyed by what, Sheldon?
He said, this dude said, lightning did this. What?
Lightning has to strike that place probably 20 times to make that damage. The exact spot, 20 times.
It just doesn't make Like we see lightning hit roads sometimes, and like there's nothing.
Like, and you can see the thickness of this bridge.
Yeah,
it's not a wooden bridge held with ropes.
No, this is like dwarven craftery mastery going on here, man. Like only dwarves could have built a bridge like this to withstand that kind of might.
You can tell how thick it is because it says a side picture of it coming up here. I'm just trying to make sure we don't get any copyright. We probably will, but I don't give a shit. Right here. Look at how thick this bridge is.
Yeah. It's dummy thick, bro. J-Lo kind of thickness.
Okay. It is crazy that the writers thought that everyone was like, yeah, lightning, sure.
Yeah. You know, I especially like this thing because when he said it was lightning, she turns around and was like, no, it's more evil forces than lightning.
Like I was expecting her to turn around and go, you stupid or something?
Well, she kind of did that.
She should have said that. She said, you stupid or something?
Yeah. She should have been. I'm surprised she wasn't more direct with how much bickering that they've got going on. But she was just like gentle with the evil forces. Okay. We'll take it as evil forces, man. I'll take it as evil forces. But yeah, this wasn't nature. That's what she says. It wasn't nature's lightning. It was something more dark and evil.
I mean, just look at these little glow in the dark lightning ornaments that the dwarves have made here. Look at how thick those are.
Yeah.
They look like they're made out of metal and strong, like glass and maybe even cement. Lightning would have a hard time breaking that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That look they give
Sauron. You. She said Sauron.
Sauron. Oh, this is.
Oh, hey, this is what I wanted to talk about here, right here. Check out these guys.
I love it.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right. That's good. I'm gonna hold that thought here.
Let it rip.
All right. We got boy on the right here. We gotta have ginger hair. Elves. Gotta have that. Cool. He looks a little. I mean, hey, I'm not trying to, body shame here, but he doesn't look like the fairest
warrior type.
Warrior type elf. Like he looks like a village metal worker guy, which is cool. But he's got the Legolas daggers in his hands here, and bro, you're nowhere near Orlando Bloom's.
He's not him. He's not him.
They're trying really hard. To give you that Legolas vibes. Then on next to him on the left here we have Tracker Elf, who cut his hair. I don't know why. Sure, I guess he's a young elf trying to make his way into the world. I get it. I guess I'll give him a pass.
He wants to stamp his name in history, man.
There you go. Okay. Then we have Oriental Elf. Okay. Fine. Hair's long.
Olympic archer.
You can't just insert different ethnic races and different looking elves and say that everything's honky-dory. It doesn't work. You have to explain. And people are like, oh, you don't have to explain everything. Yeah, you do in this situation because, again, Tolkien's books were all based on Northern European settlers and people of Northern European like. You can call it you can say whatever you want about getting with the times and allowing other people to be in the show so you can have more of likeness on diverse people. No, it's a Tolkien story. You have taken his story and you're trying to change it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you did that with another culture?
They wouldn't be happy about that.
Like, can you imagine like an Indian culture from India had a story and then a bunch of people came and said, hey, no, you can't have just Indian people in there. You gotta have you gotta have black people in there, you gotta have some whites, you gotta have Hispanic people there.
You gotta have
They'd
Asian
be like, what the hell? That's our story.
Yeah.
They're like, this is our story. Why are you deciding to change it? Right?
It's been happening. But they're trying to. They're trying to.
But okay, at least she has long hair. So I'll give her that.
Yep.
I'll give her that. She has long hair. Then we have how shall I put this? Hal Jordan? No, sorry, John Stewart. John Stewart from Green Lantern. Dude is getting a nice fade there, nice cut, fresh looking. Where? There's a barber shop in Lindale I don't know about.
Yeah, man. Of course there is. Why couldn't
they give him long hair? Why? Everybody else has got longish hair here. Why couldn't you give him long hair?
Wait till we get to those stores.
Oh, it's so bad. And like I said, I'm not here to poo-poo on anybody in terms of diversity, but make it make sense.
Yeah, it does. It does need to make sense in order for this to be, in order for like your audience to buy into it, you know?
Well, make it believable. Make me understand. Okay, you want diversity in there. Okay, give me something to say. Okay, that makes sense why this character is there.
Mhm.
Because just like in the dwarves, Odessa is the only black dwarf there,
Right.
right? And there's like literally hundreds of other dwarves that don't look nothing like her. Why? Why is she so different than them? Is she
Right.
an anomaly? She's like one of those albinos then? The opposite of an albino? Is she an albino type-esque dwarf where she's different from everybody else, but she's still the dwarf?
Mhm.
Like there's no sense of it.
Yeah.
It's laziness to insert diversity. That's what it is.
You know, if they even just did like, you know, the god of this world was like, yeah, I'm making the world and it's gonna be like different people, different races, blah blah blah, or like there's not one of them will be the same looking kind of thing. I think I'd just accept it and be like, all right, cool, let's go in. But
I think
there's none of that.
I would accept all of this if they said this is not Tolkien's lore. This is our own creation of fantasy.
Yeah.
And where our fantasy has all kinds of elves from different looks because
Different depictions.
Yeah, because it's our fantasy and we're penning it that way.
Yeah.
Then you can't argue that. You cannot
No.
because it's somebody else's creation, right?
Yeah.
And from the beginning, their creation had diversity in it. But here, this is not. This is Tolkien's creation, and you're taking liberty with it by changing things around. And then you're trying to say, "Oh, you guys are toxic. You're bigots. You're racist." No, you already are toxic by taking his stories and changing it to making it into your own, and then calling it brave and bold and world changing.
Yeah, you're kind of just shoving it in people's faces without any explanation whatsoever. Yeah.
So we have Tracker Elf here. Love and Life.
I think he's just happy to be a part of the team, man.
Yeah. What do you think of the outfits?
A little plain. I don't get this whole like vininess, like these veins on their clothing going on.
Venom.
Like,
We're Venom.
Is this supposed to represent? I'm not sure if this
They're
is supposed
symbiotes, man. Symbiote venoms.
Yeah, I feel like it's supposed to represent that gold tree thing, but there's no indication of that either.
No. I also hate this little poncho they have over top of it to the side.
Oh, you talking about their cloaks?
Yeah. It looks weird. It doesn't look proper. It looks like a formal like outfit instead of like a cloak, adventurous type of cloak.
Maybe that's just how again, this comes back to this whole explanation thing. Like maybe that's just what they are.
Yeah, maybe.
Like then, like when you think about like Legolas, his cloak was more of an adventuring cloak. But although
I gotta say, like this would restrict you if you're fighting, would it not? Would it annoy you?
I mean, just maybe not for elves.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they're already elegant and exquisite fighters. It's for them. It's just like one of those add-ons that they need.
Here we go.
Ah, yes, the warning that the ring gives her.
The target ring that they should put on her. Target shopping.
I hate them.
It looks so cheap.
It does look cheap, man. This is like the least creative part. They could have been so creative with these rings, but they're like, nah, we're just gonna slap a circle on there and shove a giant crystal in the middle of it. And
zirconia, it's not even crystal. Zirconium.
There was no budget for ring design.
No. Oh, the hand comes out. Oh my god. Oh no. There's evil in them woods. The lines that they have for her is so bad. She just no shit. Shit.
We could have we kind of figured it once you showed a dark, gloomy area, and then like this grotesque hand kind of coming out.
No, she's like, there's evil in this. No shit, because their writer that went to go the message has died. never got there.
Nope.
No Not shit. But here's the thing: how did they know he never got there?
Did they mention that? Did they say that?
I don't remember because I kind of fall asleep half the time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so I don't think they know that they haven't made it. I think they were wondering why they haven't got a response back from Celebrimbor yet. And we're gonna get into that like in a few scenes after some terrible.
Is a ring
show.
supposed to work like this, where you touch something and it tells you all about it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that. All I'm aware of is it's supposed to enhance her magical abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's a part of her foresight thing where she has those visions. Mm-hmm. It's giving her like spider tingles, spider senses.
Here, she's asking him to what do you call it? Take the ring in case she can't control it.
You see that part? Scene? Yeah. I thought that was later. I thought this was where she was telling him to take the other route.
Sure. Okay.
He's like, I don't care about this. Let's just move on.
I don't. I really don't. Oh, here we go.
This is it.
This is the gift that keeps on giving to you.
So
this guy
like what they did here with Tom, man.
Sorry. So this guy blows Nori and the
Immortals.
Yeah, the Immortals.
That's what I'm calling
into I don't know, unknown place. And now he's looking for her, right?
Yep.
And yeah.
It's just a nice little walk through this foresty, sandy area. I thought this was a desert.
I guess it turns into a forest somewhere at some point. I mean, eventually there's going to be vegetation in somewhere in the desert near some water. So I guess this is the exit point for the desert and to rocky. This is actually typical. You do see it in a lot of places in the Middle East and places with desert. There is a point where the desert ends and there's a rocky and some vegetation to
okay.
Yeah. So it's normal. Like, trust me, I was looking at ways to critique and it does make sense.
Gotcha. Okay. That's fair.
So here we have him following a goat and the goat. Maybe this is Amazon's way of saying this is the greatest show of all time, Goat.
I mean, that goat did a wonderful job.
Very trained goat, which will look delicious in my bowl later on. Some goat curry.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Peter's about to write a letter to me.
Yep.
Don't worry, I'll send him a care package.
Jesus.
Okay, so this is cool. I like to see little scenes here and there. Okay, different take. Practical. This is real, right?
Right.
So, hey, give credit where it's due. This guy's aimlessly walking.
This was in the budget.
Yeah. There's a vacation somewhere for the whole team. You have lemons. Dude's hungry. Why does he not grab me some lemons or whatever that fruit is?
I mean, would you want to eat lemons if you were hungry?
Is that lemons? Maybe it's mangoes.
I don't.
Okay, whatever. Point taken. What's your thoughts so far?
So far, it's long. Like for him to just to get up there, it's unnecessarily long just for him to get to this point.
Right? Like
yeah.
The length when they do these things, it drives me nuts. Just get to the point.
Yeah. It's just
filler. It's filler.
Yeah. Thank you. It is them just filling time at this point.
I don't need to see him 5 minutes traversing in this dirt.
Also, I'm a little surprised he's looking. Like, I understand him looking for Nori and Poppy, but like we've seen his magic decimate people. Why would you think that they're alive at this point?
Here's the other thing. After seeing what he's seen and having people, come after him, wouldn't you be a little bit more cautious walking into this establishment?
Right?
Like he's walking like it's no big deal. That someone's out here to help him.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fear, like a human reaction to a situation after what they just went through would not be to just walk aimlessly into an establishment without being carefully reconning and surveying the place,
right,
to see if the same bad guys that were attacking him live here.
Mm-hmm. But he's not human. He is this all-powerful being. So maybe he doesn't have to worry.
But he's all-powerful, but can't control his power.
Right.
So even then, he's still, vulnerable and could get killed.
Right. Yeah. Fair.
So even in his situation, I'd still be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna tread carefully here. But he's walking like it's nobody's business, hanging out. He thinks it's a 4-season retreat.
Yeah, there is no he's not very alert.
He's very
to his
zen. Look,
surroundings.
he walks by, doesn't even look at this person first. Like, what if this person turned around and stabbed him right now? He's not even looking at her.
I don't even know.
Or
yeah,
him.
Just totally ignored.
He's looking at the rocks above, and this person could turn around and stab him, and he's done. And he finally is like, you know what? Let me take a gander.
He only realizes after this dude says something.
At this point, I thought it was a girl. Because the outfit is hideous.
It's pretty tattered.
But I think they did this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then, bam! For the first time in Tolkien history, live action or animation, we see who?
Mr. Tom Bombadil.
You got it right.
Bombadil.
Bombadil. So, quick backstory on him. He has been in a lot of poems from Tolkien.
Mm-hmm.
He does mention in here, we'll talk about it here more further, but he is a very old being.
Very.
Has been around since the dawn of time in this Middle Earth. He's seen light, right? He said.
Yep. He's seen the creation of things, both good and evil. But they don't pertain to him. He cares nothing for that kind of stuff.
So anyways, he tells him, what does he say? He says some lines.
I can't hear what they're saying, but
this dude, so not Gandalf, says, I'm looking for Harfoots.
Right.
2 Harfoots, he says. And then he says, I followed the stars are, do you know the stars are above your cliff, whatever hill? So instead of following and looking for Nori, you're looking for the stars, and you accidentally stumbled upon this guy, and now you're asking for the Harfoots. So you didn't care for the Harfoots at all in the beginning.
No. No, he did not.
So then he gets stuck. We see the stupid map go there.
The map just magically flies out of his hand.
I think that has to do with me, Tom.
Okay.
That's what I had to tell myself to make this make sense.
Oh, okay.
That Tom Bombadil purposely made the map fly to that tree.
Gotcha. Okay.
It'd have been nice to see a little twinkle in his eye or his hand flicker.
Mischievous smile of some sort.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see that, but no, we don't get to see that.
I just thought this was some Amazon bullcrap of like, oh, let's just make the paper magically fly out of his hand so he can go on a little journey.
See, I do these things to make it make sense for me so that I can continue watching this garbage, right? So I insert intelligence in here just to make it make sense. So
it's sad that we have to do that.
Yeah. I'm used to it now with all the show that I watch. So he sees it stuck here. Why does he look at every piece of wood as if it's a staff?
Because that's kind of what he's looking for. He is, or not a staff. What does he call it? A gand? He's looking for a gand. I freaking love that word now. Hey, do you see my gand? Gotta go grab that thing right quick.
So, anyways, it's so ridiculous.
He's like caressing that too. It's not even like look at how he's touching it.
Don't make it weird, Sheldon. Don't make it weird. Don't
come on, man. You know when you were watching this, you're like, yeah, no, that is weird.
PG-13. So this dude thinks he's gonna rip that. Who does he think he is?
This scraggly old guy with like next to no muscle.
This branch, it's thick. It's built to live there for a while. It's not breaking, but like,
he thinks he can just rip it right out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. When did you become the Hulk, dude? Like, it's not happening, bro.
Like, you need a chainsaw literally to cut that off.
Why
does it?
Or maybe if you're a Balrog, you could rip it off.
Why doesn't he use his powers?
Remember, he can't control them. He needs his Gand.
I mean, does it matter what happens to the tree? You're ripping the branch off anyways.
Right?
Yeah, that's not happening, bro.
He's struggling. You see that grimace on his face? He was just he was putting in effort.
Dude's sunburned to death. Like, he's very weak. He's barely had any food. Then he gets his foot stuck in there, which I think would break his ankle if that happened.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's twisting. And then he gets basically engulfed inside the tree, which would probably mean death to a lot of people.
Sort of, yeah. If you kind of think about it like that, but then you kind of have to go back to like the Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, when Merry and Pippin got sucked into the trees, and then was it both, or was it just one of them? I can't remember. It was like both or one of them, but then they spat them right back out.
So it's interesting you said that, because in the tales, Frodo actually, that's how he meets Tom Bombadil.
I vaguely remember that.
But in the Peter Jackson's movies, he never put Tom Bombadil in
there. No, they did not.
So he actually talks to convinces Tom to come down and let Pippin out of the tree.
Ooh, okay.
And after that, because Tom is an ancient being, the tree immediately spits Pippin out.
Right.
And then Tom invites him over to his place, the whole Hobbits group, and they have a feast. And Frodo says it's like a feast you've never seen before.
Right. Like, and isn't that where like Frodo also gives Tom the ring? And Tom's just like, oh, that's cool. And then just kind of like tosses it back.
Well, no, he puts it on and doesn't disappear.
No, because it does nothing to him. The consequences of evil or good mean impervious to him.
Yeah. Which shows the power of Tom. And Frodo was just like, huh? And then Frodo puts it on just to make sure it worked again. and
like,
so
is it busted?
Yeah, so we see that it sucks that we see Tom here, and not in Lord of the Rings. But here we are. Speaking of not hobbits,
they survive.
I know, right? Not even one of them dies.
And you look at where they've landed. I don't know if you can go back to where Nori landed, but she landed somewhere hard. It wasn't like a soft surface. Like, look, she's lying on rocks. Are you telling me if that's where the wind took her, she
neck should have snapped?
Or like head trauma, nothing,
no bleeding, nothing. Her neck right there, if it landed that way, should have snapped.
Yep. And her head should have been like profusely bleeding.
Yep. Nope, she's good. Not a scratch on her. Ridiculous. Like, at least throw them in sand.
Yeah, right? Something soft. I think Poppy got it easy because she landed in some bushes or something.
Because that's dirt, not sand.
Mm-hmm.
That's rocks and dirt. And if you land on that, you're going to break your neck or your back.
Mm-hmm.
And look at where she landed. It's not like a thick vegetation.
No.
You went right through it. And she a hefty girl, too. She went right through it.
Oh, God.
She should have broke her back.
Yeah, one of them should have been injured in some degree or another. But...
And she needs to go and get some pedicure done. That shit nasty.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, so I want to see the weirdo that comes here.
Oh, yes. Oh. I actually love this guy.
This looks like my Australian cousin.
I thought he was friggin' hilarious.
This is Wish.com Dev Patel. Jesus. We all know who Dev Patel is. He's from Slumdog Millionaire. He did the Monkey
Man, Green Knight.
Yeah, Green Knight. Yep. Dev Patel. Dev Patel, sorry. This is Wish.com Dev Patel right here.
Mm-hmm. That hair is wild and too, man. Like, he looks like Sonic from that angle.
Oh man, the Indian Sonic, there it is right there.
Calls himself Mermac.
It's a curry in a hurry Sonic. Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, diversity continues. So he's like, I can't take you. I don't know. I have to get water and run. So he just runs away, which...
Yep. Him and Poppy have like a moment, though.
Oh, she definitely wants to climb on his vines,
yeah.
for sure.
Well, they lock eyes hard, and he's like...
And this dude's like, hey, you know what? I haven't seen someone like you in a long time. So, you know, let's make some Harfoot babies.
Let's get boogie.
Yeah, maybe this is where hobbits come from.
That's where they start the beginning of the Shire.
He goes, no outsiders from this village. He's leading him right to his village.
Because he's dumb. He's dumb. He's a dumb character.
Like, why is he trying to outrun them? He's got a wagon with water.
It's silly.
His priority should be to bring water to the village, not to outrun them.
Yep. And he's spilling it everywhere.
Yeah. Idiot.
And Poppy takes charge. Yep. I'd be terrified too.
So yeah, we have not so smart. Here's the village. Another look. This is CW right here.
Yeah, that is CW work.
And people argue, he mentions cave, blah blah blah. They can only do so much. No.
So he mentions a like the elder name or like the title or something. So we got the Gand, which is what the wizards are looking for. He mentions the Gund. The Gund. I was like, wait, what did he say? What was that name? The Gund. Sounds insulting, man.
The Gund. What is the Gund?
Apparently, the elder of the village. That's what they call him. And he's like, you're not to talk to them or
are they Harfoots?
The Gund. No, they're not Harfoots.
What are they called?
They call themselves the Stores.
Oh, Scores.
Stores. STOORS.
Stores.
They call themselves. Apparently. Oh well, we'll get.
Oh yeah, look at this boss ladies here.
Yep.
Wanda comes out of nowhere, and Wanda's like, "Oh no, you didn't! How dare you come into this place?"
And then she locks them up. Once she finds out that their friend, the friend that they're looking for, is a wizard, she's like, "Oh, we don't like wizards around here. We don't like."
Why did she mention? Why did Nori even say wizard? Just say friend.
Could have. Yep.
This is the writing part I don't like. Is there's no reason for her to say wizard because wizards are obviously going to be threatening to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Just say my friend. I'm looking for a friend of ours. That's it.
Yep. That's all she had to do, man.
So because that they're thrown into what is it? Shire prison, or sorry, Hobbit prison.
Hobbit prison. Yep. Halfling prison because we're not allowed to say hobbits.
Oh yeah, sorry, but didn't she say hobbits?
No, I swear she didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get this dude here. I'm gonna skim really past this one. This dude gets upset at this dude for not finding the wizard, and they're like, "Well, you should go find the Harfoot." Who cares? The Harfoots are irrelevant. You're looking for the wizard. Who gives a shit what the Harfoots are?
Yeah. That dark wizard tells him, "I'll take care of the Istar. You can relay your focus on those Harfoots."
But why? Why even focus on the wizard? Right?
It seems unnecessary.
So this is obviously taken from the Tales, where he takes the person out of the tree, like Frodo's friend Pippin.
Right.
So this was copied right from that. They just basically took that because this doesn't exist, as far as I know.
Not that I'm aware of, unless it's in some written works that were unpublished. I don't know. So
this guy's taking a nice hot bath, butt naked, and Tom comes in there. I thought they're gonna have a moment. And hey, if wizards want to have moments, then let them have moments, right? So,
but Tom's got a partner. He has somebody in his life already.
But we don't see it.
No, but we hear it.
Yeah,
we do hear it. And then he's like, "What you talking about? What you talking about, Steve? Ain't nobody in this house but me and my goat."
Yeah, I mean, hey, don't judge. So he makes some feasts out of thin air and some stuff that he's been cooking here, and tells him about his tales of who he is, which I thought was cool. Yeah, gives a backstory because a lot of people are gonna ask, "Who the heck is this guy?"
Yeah,
right. So the fact they explain it, give detail about how old this person is,
and all he replies with, he only replies with the eldest I'm the eldest. Like, what does that mean? The eldest what? The eldest what? Give a little bit more, but maybe that's just Tom. I don't know.
I thought it would have been much more. You know what? It would have been nice if they did a little flashback of him.
True, yeah, but I don't think there is enough of a flashback for Tom. Like, I don't think they have anything to really go off of.
Well,
Like,
sorry to cut you off there. They could have just had him in the forest or seeing everything develop in front of him, like something to call back on the beautiful experiences that he had when he said everything started happening around him. Something, right? I thought they
right.
missed an opportunity there to show the old Tolkien's beginnings.
It would have been cool. Yep. But
yeah, so then see a bit. Oh, yeah, this is delicious. When you make stew from baby lambs, it's delicious.
Peter's definitely coming after you.
Let him have it. But anyway, so this is cute. You know, reminds me of my dog. Same color palette. I know I don't have my dog in the stew. Relax, I love my dog.
So this whole scene got weird to me. Because they talked about, like, you know, his Tom's control over magic, and like the Gandalf, not Gandalf, wants to be like, oh, please teach me like how to control, and he's like, it's nature, there is no controlling, you're one with it, or you ask for help, blah blah blah, whatever he says. And then they kind of get into this conversation about like why I'm here, like who I'm supposed to stop. And for some weird reason, they made Tom, I don't know, maybe I just felt this way when I watched it. You can, if you have a different take on this, but they made Tom seem to kind of care and worry, which is not his MO. He does not give two craps about whether things are good or evil. I mean, he never cared about the whole Sauron thing.
Nothing affects him. He never got involved.
No, but for some reason in this scene, when they talk about what their purposes are or whatever, he says, I'm a wanderer, not a warrior. And it's like, and Gandalf or not Gandalf is like, well, it's I'm supposed to stop these dark wizards and bad people. And he's like, yep, that's your job, before, like, you know, all the beauty in the world kind of goes. He doesn't care about that. He does not care about that. So I'm like, why would you change the facilities of this character to make him care about things he doesn't care about? He only cares about his surroundings and his immediate things, and he's protected from stuff that does not matter to him.
They've done this with every character almost in the story. Every character they've done it. Galadriel, Elrond, you name it. They've removed characters or they've changed characters' journeys and characteristics for this show. They've literally taken full on liberty with changing it to make it work within their scope and their thinking, their agendas.
Which blows my mind, because like there's no backstory on top. There is none. But Tolkien in his work specifically depicts what Tom is like, his personality, and his whole character.
Yeah.
Like, and they went and changed that for this.
Same thing with Galadriel.
Stupid little scene, man.
This is not surprising to me, because they've already done it from the beginning with multiple characters here. What really surprises me is they're going to use him to light a fire under not so Gandalf to be Gandalf.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing with this. They needed somebody to light a fire because the Harfoots are not doing it.
No.
Initially, Nori was supposed to be the one to light a fire, but that, I don't know what happened there. So now
I don't think she holds the weight, and I think they might have realized that. Like, she's a character that nobody really cares about.
No. If you take Nori and her friend out of the picture, nobody cares.
No, they can't even fight. Like, they can't help protect him.
They're not funny.
Get down. No.
They have zero relevance. I'm sure that this episode they're going to try to give some relevance with the whole painting in the wall there, which we'll talk right now about after this Witcher scene. Again,
this was a cliche scene, by the way.
How so?
Every horror movie, man. Who dies first? Who dies first? In every horror movie, who's the first to go? I thought they would have. I thought we lived in a time now where we escaped that
These
trope.
look pretty cool though. They look pretty eerie.
They did look creepy as hell. I'll give them that. They did a good
Yeah.
job with them on that.
Yeah.
But I thought we got away from all that, and brother was the first one to go. Man, I was like, why? What?
It's got to be with his people. So here we have another story that I could care less about.
Ah, yes, the side quest.
The other thing I hate is these cutscenes to other stories.
It's so fast. It's so fast where you don't even care about the previous scene.
They don't let it bleed a little.
No, they don't let you soak it in at all, man.
Here we have this scene. I don't even know what the hell's going on here, nor do I give a shit.
I mean, what they're doing here is they're all these people are out here looking for Theo right now. That's what's happening right now.
Theo from the Cosbys?
Yeah.
Theo.
Yeah.
Always room for pudding. Okay, yeah, and then we have another elf here. Mm-hmm. We had one die and another one just come right here in front of us. Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Did they find Theo?
No, so they found an arm ripped off its body, and then the elf dude, Arendir, he finds a torn off arm, and then he finds the body. He's like, this was not wild, man. We gotta go back. we gotta collect ourselves here, because this is not, men didn't do this. This is like some other monstrosities. Like, he was panicking a little.
Oh, look, he found a giant scab on her back that she never covered up to heal. Oh,
the only reason why he found this out was because she mentioned, oh, y'all should go to the north to look for them. And he's like, why? Why are we going to the north? That's where all the wild men are. Why would we want to go there?
So she doesn't decide to cover this up and heal it. She leaves it open. I guess maybe back then didn't have medicine. I don't know.
I mean, they had elvish medicine.
How does he know it's behind her neck?
That's a good.
Because at this point, if he's wrong, that's sexual harassment.
Yes, it is.
Right? And I'm waiting for Isildur to stab him.
Aggravated assault is what it was.
At the very least, right? And Isildur should basically, get her respect back by chopping Don Lemon's head off.
Mm-hmm. But he's thirsting, man. He's thirsting hard.
Okay, so why can't this just be a wound?
Right?
I don't see any representation of Sauron's
mark. No, like she seems like she did a pretty good job of covering that right up. That could have been a torture mark for all he knows. But he's just assuming that it's the mark.
Yeah, she could say, I was tortured. Did you not see me? Remember running for my life when you came there, Isildur? Why do you think I was hiding underneath the horse carriage?
I was scared, and you saved me. And he's freaking out. He's like, I can't believe it. Oh my God, she lied to me. Well, no shit, man. Like, you come from a world where like none of this stuff has even happened. You guys live in a highfalutin place where you don't have any of these issues, bro. Like, why are you so surprised?
And then Don Lemon here goes, Wildman do it. Mark of Ada. Which is another character that was created for this show that does not exist.
I remember you telling me that.
That's what I'm saying. They remove characters, they add characters, and they change characters. That's all they do in this show. Even Isildur here, he looks like a wuss. This is a guy that chops off Sauron's hand.
Yeah.
And takes the ring for himself.
There seems to be no sense of power to him. Maybe we'll get there. Who knows? Maybe by season
4 more seasons. Why not, right?
Yeah, maybe by season 4 we'll get there.
Maybe Don Lemon dies and this guy actually has some nuts.
Ooh.
Right? This guy teaches him how to be a man.
Straight up.
And how to get a nice fade.
Just manhandling everybody.
That fade is on point at the barbershop.
It's clean.
The Rivendell barbershop, where all the elves go to get their
They use those rock stones to shave themselves. Like Sheridan did with his beard.
No, he used a shell.
Was it a shell? I thought it was a rock.
A shell. Yeah, he shaved it with a shell. Yeah.
That's how bad their props are, man.
That's pretty sharp shell there. Say that fast. Pretty sharp shells. Anyway, so we have this boring scene. I could care.
Yeah, they just kind of talking about, oh, that's Wild Man Mari. That's why we're going up to the north. They put her.
I don't know where they got this cufflinks, but those are badass cufflinks there.
Yeah, and I thought they were going as a group.
That's like almost like those domination type of cufflinks, right?
I thought you said this was PG-13, dog.
I didn't go into specifics. Anyways, we got this boy. Why does anybody care about this kid?
I don't know, man. I don't know what Theo's like.
Don Lemon has adopted this kid for no whatever. He's not even the father.
No, he's not.
You are not the father, right?
Maury should have told him louder.
Yeah. Anyways, we see this area here where no, this doesn't look sketchy at all.
Right?
Why are they taking her, by the way? Does she know the area?
I don't know, man. And the other thing that confused me was I thought they were going as a group to the north, not just like these 3 people. I thought they were taking a whole bunch of others with them to go help try and find Theo, but it's just those 3.
So they fall into a mud pit.
Yep.
And then Don Lemon tries to help them. They both get sucked in there. So you typically have about a minute and then you're dead.
Yes.
Right? Because the mud alone is going to suffocate you.
Yeah.
So she throws a stick and they pop out with this creature here.
Mud centipede.
Sure. Another take from Witcher. And I don't know, they came through it. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Somehow Arondir and Isildur escape the mud pit, and Arondir like stabs or cuts up that freaking insect.
Did they come through his belly?
He cut him through like the midsection. Yeah. I don't know if it's the stomach, but if it was the stomach, but it was definitely through the midsection, man. It was violent. And he's like, "This is dinner now."
Ugh.
So we're eating bugs. You know that they eat bugs in like episode 2, I think, or episode 1 or something like that, where Maury was like, "Oh, we need food," and then Gandalf blasts a tree and a bunch of like insects come. Like they have a real weird thing for eating bugs in this show.
Well, don't you know that the governments want us to eat bugs now?
What?
Yeah. That's the future. They're going to try to humanize and bugs as a alternative choice to poultry.
Is this some crazy conspiracy theory, man?
No, it's not. I'm telling you right now. This is Amazon. Jeff Bezos leading the charge. Anyway, so they get that scene. They get out, whatever. They're all muddy, and they're like, "This is dinner." I just thought it was pointless. Then we have this scene here.
Yes.
Why is this dude tied up? He didn't do anything wrong.
He had no choice.
He was getting water, risking his life.
They confronted him, and now he's tied up.
He tried to run. He can't obviously outrun them
with the water. Yep.
And they followed him, and he's getting punished for what?
Right. You know what else was crazy? In that previous scene when they confronted him the first time and they were like, "Oh, you're taking water, you're stealing water." They threatened him to be like, "We'll call you a water thief and report you to those big dudes." The same big dudes that are coming after them. And not just that. Okay, now I'm about to go off on a little bit of a tyrant here.
Do it.
Like they see a dude on a horse looking for them. The first thing they do is like, "Let's run and jump off a fucking cliff." Sorry for my language, but let's run and jump off a goddamn cliff.
They're invincible, remember? They can't be hurt.
No, I'm not talking about the injuries. I'm talking about the noise that they're making jumping off this cliff.
What noise? You don't know anything about noise.
Like, they could have just hidden behind some rocks and they would have been fine.
They have to make it look adventurous.
So dumb. So dumb.
But wait, I thought you liked the show.
I didn't say I liked it. I said I was looking at it through a different scope.
Who? We're supposed to know these characters.
Mm-hmm. That's the Gund. That's the Gund, man. He looks so concerned.
This dude looks so out of place when she's talking to them about who's your leader. Why is he still tied up?
He's special, man.
And then she takes Nori out of the ropes, but leaves the other two there.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I'm like, why didn't you just bring all of them so they can all know the story? Why is she the only one?
Here's the other thing. If they are prisoners, does she not pose harm to her? Why do you have them locked up? Because the reason why you'd lock them up is because to control them and to make sure that they do no harm to anybody. Here, she's had her back towards her, and basically is walking in front of her and saying that she opposes no harm, and I'm going to tell you a story.
It's because the goons got them hands, bro. She can throw down.
She beats her kids with it.
Patak. Yeah, this is where like she tells them the story of
how they all colonized here.
They colonized here, but they had one dude who wanted to go out and travel and find like a better place for them.
A shire.
Yeah, essentially a shire, and is like, oh yeah, he was an adventuring type and didn't want to stay in one place and said he would come back for us, blah blah blah, that kind of crap. And what they tie him to that the old dude from the last season. So he's like that old dude from the last season that was in charge of the Harfoots is
he died.
Yeah, he is the descendant of this dude that left, essentially.
See, this makes me more believable of the skin tone of this woman and her place here.
Yes.
They're from another area.
Yes.
He went and traveled to another place, which is Northern Europe.
Yep.
Which now gives him credibility of why he's there with that skin tone. See how easy that is?
This gave us some understanding of the Harfoots and how they came to be.
As stupid as this whole Harfoot thing is, at least there's an explanation as to why he was there amongst Northern European Harfoots.
Yes, I think I appreciated this a little bit more because it gave us that info. Like it was like, okay, we can connect this now.
It's not hard, Amazon. It's not. Wasn't like the rest of us.
Right.
Okay. Some backstory, right?
Yeah. And then she mentions that like Nori starts to cry and is just like, yeah, we never found a home. That's why we never came back for you guys. We just
I hate to break it to you.
There is no better place, man.
Shit out of luck.
Yeah, they're like, we hardcore failed, and that's why no one came back to get you guys. It's like realistically, the stores have it better than the Harfoots right now.
Yeah, they got cozied up. They got lighting.
Yeah, they got homes they can actually go to instead of
weather's great year round.
And the gun is like, oh well, that sucks. She's like, oh, you came back for us? Like, no, man. And it's
Nori should also said that, we always sing a song when we travel to leave nobody behind, but we actually do.
Yeah.
We just leave them in their place and we don't give a damn about them and move on.
Because her whole family got left behind when the dad got hurt.
Want to see my favorite part?
Is it where she gets backhanded by the immortal? I thought that was dope.
Like, see, look at the size difference. That's cool. I like.
Yes,
because these are tiny people, right? But who is she out here
compared to them?
Like, this is Shaniqua up at her own tricks here. You're gonna tell a bad guy wearing a mask who's literally 4 feet taller than you to go take a hike, and he's gonna say, "Yeah, sure, I will."
Yeah.
And she goes flying. She goes flying. It's just so stupid.
Unnecessary is what it was.
Yeah. I feel for her now.
A little bit, yeah.
And then he's like, you know what? I'll just pick you up here. And she's like, sure. What?
Yeah, and then they're like, okay, well, we'll just come back with the Dark Wizard. I'm like, there's two of you. You guys are huge compared to these guys. You could definitely, the two of you could wipe out that entire village by themselves. Like, you could have just walked right in and looked everywhere. But you're like, no, we'll come back with the Dark Wizard, and then you can see what happened to our faces. Brother, just show them your face if it's that messed up. Why do you need to come back with the Dark Wizard and be like, look at our faces now? Look at me. I am the captain now. Like, come on, man.
Look at me. Look at me. Anyways, pointless scene again. Here's more. This is a scene you're talking about, right? Where she says, take the ring.
This is that scene. Yeah. Okay. And then they hold a funeral for poor homie over there that got sucked into that hole. Ugh. And she's all like, "Promise me that you'll go after Sauron." And he's like, "Not with if that's the ring talking, I ain't doing it, but I will go after Sauron anyway." Like, this is hardcore sibling bullcrap, man. Like, okay, fine, I will, but not because of the ring, blah blah blah. Like,
if the ring is so bad, why even put it on then? She's trying to tell him that if things go south, take the ring. That means she's saying the ring is here to help us. He is telling her, no, the ring is bad from day one, which is why I raced back to Lindor chocolates.
Linden, yeah.
Linden to our king and prevented you from touching it. Why would you think that I want this ring from you?
Right. And
I jumped off a cliff.
Yeah, right. And in this scene too, she has like a vision of like what I think is Lyndon being destroyed, Errol being tied up. I'm like, why would you just tell him this? Be like, hey, this is what the ring showed me.
Yeah.
You being tied up, Lyndon being destroyed. Either take it with a grain of salt or not. Like, it's up to you, man. Like, he already doesn't trust the visions that the ring gives her, but I don't know. It felt really dumb.
Anyways, we're back to these three.
Okay, so I thought this scene was a little cool because
So there is a female tree, by the way. People are questioning that because in Lord of the Rings we didn't see any female trees. Right?
No, but that's because they mentioned that Treebeard mentioned that they lost the female Ents a long time ago, and they can't remember where they went or how they even went. They just got lost a long time ago, and this is the first time we see a female Ent in any of the series, which I thought was kind of cool. And she was rightfully upset. She smacked the shit out of Esther. Sent her flying. I'm surprised she didn't die. And she had no. Again, this is the silliness of their production. If you're gonna get slapped by an Ent, okay, a tree that's like that weighs significantly more than you, get backhanded, you go flying.
It's equivalent to a baseball bat hitting your face.
Yes, she should have been messed up. She should have been way messed up.
At least some scratches. At least
something. All she got was like, that sexy mud that they put on like the Walking Dead people and stuff.
Or
when they get dirty.
The local spa.
Yeah, that's literally all it was, man.
Surprised there's no cucumbers on her eyes.
Terrible.
I like this part. He did talk to in Elvish, right?
Is it to the tree? Yep.
Which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I didn't mind the trees and their conversation.
No, I think this was like one of the scenes I enjoyed more in this episode. As it actually felt sincere between him and the Ents.
Sorry, go ahead. You're saying?
Yeah, it felt sincere, and he regretted what they did with the trees, and he felt bad for the Ent.
But ultimately, it's not his responsibility to feel bad.
No,
he didn't do it.
No.
You know what I did find interesting? That he's wearing a wooden armor.
Oh, like that tree face thing? Yeah.
And she doesn't call him on it.
I thought that was weird.
You're wearing one of our ancestors' face on your chest.
Maybe it's too dark for her to see.
It's too dark for all of us to see.
Again, that issue, man.
Yeah, why? Because you can hide all the imperfections. That's why. So yeah, we have this conversation. This tree kind of looked like he was kind of like high. He's smoking his own branches. He's rolling the leaves up.
Let's go.
Yeah. He's like, this is some good shiz right here. So he looked a little high.
They kind of talk about like the past with what happened, the orcs burning stuff down, and
which is cool. Okay.
Yep.
And then
she kind of just questions like, "Did your people do this too?" And he's like, "Yeah."
And then Don Lemon strokes her, and she gets really happy. Grabs her trunk.
Wait, she puts
all that
two
junk
hands
in my
on
trunk. All that junk in my trunk. No.
She puts two hands on him, man.
Well,
she felt his.
You know what they say about that? Never mind. Two hands are better than one. Anyway, so they have this conversation, standing side by side, looking cool. And then we have our boy here.
Theo.
Theo. Why does he care so much about her?
I really don't know, man. Maybe an Elvin promise is like something that's like.
Is he a lost child? Like, does he really think that this is his kid?
I don't know. Maybe because he tells him straight, like Theo tells him straight, like, you're not my dad. You know, like my mom's never mentioned him. We've never met. They just kind of took off, and there's no way you're my dad.
This feels like they didn't know what to do with these characters after that lady left the show.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're leaving? Yeah, my agent thinks this is the worst thing that I could ever be part of and will ruin my career. So therefore, I'm exiting out of here. Thank you very much. See you later. And they're like, oh, what do we do with Theo and Don Lemon here now? Oh, I don't know. We'll just make them
an estranged father and son kind of dynamic. Yeah.
The best thing they could have done was just remove Theo as well out of the show.
Yeah. There's no significance to his character being there.
Theo does not have any place in Rings of Power at all. There's no mention of a character named Theo making
anywhere.
Differences.
No.
Not that I am aware of. If anybody knows better, then let us know in the comments where Theo takes place, his character takes place. Because I have zero idea. And I don't know why they continue this story. Even Don Lemon. Don't need this character. Does nothing for the show. The only thing I can think of is he sacrifices him. That's what's going to happen here. At some point, he's going to sacrifice himself to elevate Isildur. That's what's going to happen. Not his dad, but this guy is going to be his what's he call it? Someone that he looks up to.
All right, I just looked it up. Yeah, Theo's just an original character. He is not mentioned anywhere in any of Tolkien's work. And it's the same thing with his
mom.
Which was just another original character, but no significance whatsoever.
No, Don Lemon again. That whole arc of that whole storyline is fabricated and has no whatsoever impact on Rings of Power. It's just another wasted line that they'd use to extend stories out to make it look like they're actually doing a deep story. That's all it is. It's just the showrunners created more content, nonsense content, to make it look like an hour episode because they don't have enough to go on. They don't have the creativity to make a proper Rings of Power show, so they have to fill in all this nonsense in there to make it look like a more deeper show than it actually is.
Should have just done a movie,
right?
Yeah.
Do a movie. So Theo gets released. This is a kick in the pill for
oh brother, this actually made me laugh. This
guy looks like Andre. Oh, dude. Andre just coming in and swooping in the lady.
Like, I was like, okay, Isildur, you just got cucked, man. I'm sorry, buddy. Like,
that was so savage.
He was so heartbroken. Like, he was like, Estrid, and he's like stroking her face, and then homie comes up, and then she's like Estrid. He's like, whatever this dude's name is, you're alive. Like,
she just gives him the hand. See you later, bro.
He's like, I heard
Andre's here. You out, Isildur. Andre thick, bro.
It was so bad. He was so dude was so defeated. Maybe this is like the start of the downfall of his greed and power. That's why he kept the ring. He was like, this is something that I can keep. I couldn't keep Estrid, but I can keep the ring.
Oh man, this is the starting point for Isildur to be a man now.
This is his
I bet you Isildur tries
towards that dark path.
I think Isildur is gonna kill him.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
Sorry, Andre, you're done in the show.
That's gonna be spicy.
Yeah. From this forward, his name is Andre. This character.
Yeah.
Yo, right here. Look at this look.
He's like, come with me, my son. Let me show you the light that all touches. Whatever the light touches, it's yours.
So stupid. This relationship is so dumb.
He was like, hey, you want to come with me to hunt this dude down? And he's like, Theo's like, nah, man, I'm good. I think I'm gonna go back to the village.
And you know what? Kudos to Theo. He's like, bro, I don't want to get killed. Screw you.
this one stint was enough. He got captured by some goddamn trees and was like, "Yeah, I don't think I want any more of this."
in his ass and stuff. He's like, "Nah, bro."
Oh god, I hope this is the last we see of his character because I'm like, just like he does nothing for it, man.
And Donnie's like, "Oh, really? You don't want to come with your dad?" Nah, I'm good.
Nah.
First of all, you ain't my dad.
You're not my dad.
Yeah. You mess around with my mom, and she died.
It's all your fault.
You might have some elvish disease, Henry. That's why elves and men shouldn't be fornicating. Right?
Straight up. Oh goodness.
So good for Theo to bounce. And then we see these guys all standing here, looking at the orcs army.
Because this is Adar's people coming toward, like they're marching towards Aragon, Aragon at this point, right?
Sure,
is what's happening. We don't even get why they're marching. We just know that they're marching, and that's it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they're hell bent on saving their lives. The elves have feelings. Sorry, the orcs have feelings too. Okay, they have families to feed. They need a retirement package. So, yeah. Anyways, so they're off in the distance right there. You could see them. They're shooting a horse still. Remember that.
Yeah, why are they shooting this random ass
horse?
So
this army that's going somewhere, a bunch of them broke off to shoot a horse.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either. I really don't. But anyway, so one of the arrows accidentally hits one of our boys.
Yeah, the tracker boy, man with the map.
And they're like, "Shut your mouth, you little, you know what?
You wuss.
Man, for God's sake." He's like, "I can't, I'm hurt. Galadriel's like, "Step up and be a man just like me. Come on." Galadriel's just really telling him what to be like.
Yep.
And so a weird thing happens, which I've never seen. The ring heals.
This is the first time in this show we see Galadriel's magic healing power come into being. Because the only other time we've seen this is in Lord of the Rings when oh no, wait, no, that wasn't Galadriel. That was like Elrond and Erwin. Oh shit. Wait, Galadriel doesn't heal? What the hell?
So these guys sniff elves. Do elves smell that bad that they can sniff them?
They just have good noses. They're like dogs, man.
Hyenas.
I like that.
I got an arrow stuck in here. Just run. I was hoping that he would say, like, just leave me behind.
That would have been great.
And he would just go fight all the orcs by himself. That would have been dope. Like, he sacrifices himself. But nope.
Get a Boromir send off?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. He just goes in with the dagger. Rides an orc. Just starts stabbing him from the back.
Yeah, okay. I had to look it up real quick. Galadriel has never shown to have like healing properties.
No, I know that.
That's all Elrond.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird that she was able to heal. I just had to look it up for my own sake to make sure.
But does the ring aid in the healing?
It must have. It must have.
Because there's in this scene here, they're saying that the ring is the one doing all the work.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, like they have the power to give back the life that they almost lost being in Middle Earth. So maybe that makes sense that the rings can do that.
See, here you can tell it's the ring that's healing. Right there, you see it twinkle.
I'm also curious as to how she just kind of like, if I put my hands on him, it'll heal him.
And how does she even know this is something that'll happen? I guess she doesn't.
It just because I think in this scene she even looked a little bit surprised. Yeah. Like, how did you do that without any words?
And I just bloop, falls off.
Yeah, the way it just like ejected out of his body, I was like, that's silly, man. It would have made more sense if you ripped it out and then healed it. You know?
Yes.
Like,
thank you. You see the big wound closing in.
Ooh, but maybe it goes back to that episode where Isildur's like, you're not supposed to take it out because it'll bleed out or something. Maybe that's what it is.
Yes. Oh man, good times. So we see this. Okay, whatever. I don't care. And she just stands here like the girl boss, and she's like, "You guys run, and
Mhm.
I'm going to beat all of them up myself."
Mhm. And that's where she gives Elrond the ring, and he
Yeah.
takes it. He reluctantly takes the ring after not wanting to have anything to do with the rings.
After going through the whole process, of almost killing himself by jumping off a massive cliff, the very next day, I'm not gonna say very next day because we don't know what time is here.
Yep.
The very next day, he's like, "Okay, fine, I'll take it."
Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, this is a perfect opportunity. If you don't really like these rings that much, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get rid of those rings." But we know that's not gonna happen.
Anyways, girl boss here.
Goes
She,
ham.
she's got a couple of daggers. What is a couple of daggers gonna do with like 30 orcs?
I She was at a decent enough distance where she could have popped out her bow and arrow and
And
just
just went,
started
yeah,
yeah, and just started going at it with her bow and arrows until they got close enough where she had to start using the daggers.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The daggers should be second to the
Mhm.
arrow, which you're known for.
Mhm.
So the fight scene doesn't make any sense because if she probably has about 15 quills in her back.
Yes.
She could probably shoot 10 of them and get rid of at least 20-30% of the orcs,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then she could, I mean, if I were her, why would I even let them know where I am? I would surprise attack them first.
Right? Like, because they can only smell her out and get, like, a general idea
Yeah.
of where she's at.
I highly doubt they have great vision, right? And it's pitch dark, so which means you have the advantage of because they have the fire, so they're lighting themselves up, right? And
L
sorry, you're saying?
I was gonna say we can even take it a step further and be like, there was 5 of them. They had she had a bow, the Asian elf had a bow,
Thank you.
the 15 arrows that they probably held could have taken out most
And
of
and
them.
and you know 2 of them are the best because you picked them out to come with you.
Yes, and while the others engage in melee combat, they could have been picking them off, picked off the surrounding. Yeah, but hey, Elvin, that's just too smart writing, right?
You
Like they
gotta have a
can't.
scene, right?
Yeah, got to depict her badassery because they haven't yet in this entire season.
This part is hilarious.
He just
So she
grabs, he just grabs and extinguishes.
Yeah.
He's, oh
No,
god,
we're not doing forest fires,
nope.
otherwise we'll have a disaster on our hands. At least he's
He
being
is
sensible.
responsible.
Yeah. This part was funny.
Where they got set on fire somehow with
How
her
do you
shooting.
do that with a lantern?
It just exploded. It just exploded, man,
That's
with
not how it works, though.
yeah, they don't understand
And for
how
anybody that's saying
explosives
that, "Oh,
works.
kerosene and a lantern will looks," no. I've had kerosene lanterns, and if you smash it, it will not explode.
Oh, okay, that's
It
good to know.
doesn't explode. It doesn't. That's not how it works.
It's good to know.
It would stay as a fire, but it would just be on the ground. It wouldn't ex
Right.
There's no explosion factor to it,
Gotcha. Okay.
right? So this is ridiculous because it's a wooden arrow in the air. It's not
Mind
even
you, it is
smash
traveling at fast speeds. It is traveling at fast speeds. Maybe that makes a difference. I
but
don't
it would
know.
just shatter and fall to the ground, the fire.
Okay.
It wouldn't explode into it's not an explosive thing. It's not, right?
Right.
That's
It's
why
not
they
a
put
lot of.
yeah, that's why they use that. It's not a dynamite, right? It doesn't have an exploding factor. It will catch on fire with other things, but it'll be gradual. It wouldn't be an instant, combustion, right?
You know what else was crazy is when she jumped on the horse.
Yeah,
I thought she was just going to take off.
she didn't.
No, she just she sat there and she just started firing off arrows. I'm like, dude, get on the horse and go and shoot them while you're riding off because you have clearly the capabilities to do that.
Well, she did it in season 1 where she was sideways on a horse,
Mm-hmm.
which was the most ridiculous thing ever. She was
Yep.
literally sideways on a horse balancing. I just thought that was hilarious, and she shoots and arrows at people and kills people, so I don't know, does she wanna get captured? Maybe that's the plan to get captured, it's a stupid plan, but I guess maybe that's what the showrunner wants them to to continue the story forward, maybe they have to have her get captured.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with the show, it's just too much contrivancy. This has to happen for this to happen. We need to have this happen or him to say this so that the next thing can happen.
Guaranteed, like the next episode or two is going to be Adar talking to Galadriel about
Oh,
going
yeah.
after Sauron, but she
Full on.
won't tell them that Sauron was that king.
You're 100% right. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna team up. My enemy, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, and this is the season where Adar will actually die, and there'll be no more conversation with him.
Thank God this episode is over.
Yeah, too many little things happening all at once, man. The narrative team needs to do a better job of like focusing and not give us like 4 stories in one episode, because it's hard to track. It makes me less invested.
You know what really annoys me is this scene coming up right here where they're all just standing here looking at the whole thing go down and watch Galadriel get captured. They're all just standing there.
Could have done something. Dude was like, she's doing this for us.
And he's like, yo, let's just go. Forget it. Screw it. Not trying to save her. Like, how do they know that she's going to survive? How do they know that they're not just going to chop her head off?
Right? Just keep going, man. Because he's like, she's doing it for the ring, not for us. So let's move.
When did we ever see this in Lord of the Rings where the band leaves one of them behind? The only time, like you just mentioned, is because the guy was already dying.
Yeah.
He had no way of living. Even if they were to take him out of there, he would die. So he said, you know what? I'm sacrificing myself to give you guys a head start because there's no way you're going to defeat them.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't know for what reason why she had to go and fight them and give this. They're trying to make it look like she's this hero person that's sacrificing herself for the greater good. They're trying to elevate this character when there was no need to do that because they could have just escaped. They're way quicker on foot than the orcs are.
They are much quicker than the orcs are, which
we just saw that in the earlier of the episode, how fast they traversed the mountains.
It was like a day. That's what it felt like.
So I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous.
This episode, they ruined Tom. I didn't like it. Most of this episode was like just jumping from one scene to another with all the different characters. Like, how are you supposed to get invested into something like this when you're just jumping that many storylines in one episode?
By the way, apologies to anybody that I didn't read any of the chats here. I had my screen on full screen so I could see that, so I wasn't able to see that. Sheldon should have seen the chat.
My bad.
Sheldon's not used to it.
Oh, you know what? I for some reason I was on private chat.
The canoe CGI, man. Let's be real. He said yes. No rigid elvish faces. I thought he was saying Elvin for a second. Mr. Systems, hello. Hello. How are you? Says I agree with Elvin. Thank you. Which part? I just don't remember which part. So you let me know. Joe said this is a pastoral setting with goats and lambs. Seems reasonable to me for a stranger to.
Oh, he's talking about the goat scenes.
That's fair. That's it. Yeah. You know what? I agree with you with that. But still, after the traumatic situation you just went through, I still would be a little more cautious. Right? Mm-hmm. What if these guys have a little outpoint set up for them to, live off and then go attack? We just don't know. I still, as a human or as a wizard, whatever you want to call these people, I still will be a little bit more cautious and just walking willy-nilly into an area, right?
Right.
And we don't know, maybe these guys have captured the person that lived there and tormented or killed that person to have an outpost.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. There's no way to know.
What's going on, Darth? How are you? So yeah, I just look at it from that standpoint. I think that, I mean, I know it's nitpicking, whatever. It's done with. We do get Tom, so which is nice to see finally Tom on the big screen.
I thought he'd be bigger for some reason, but I don't know.
I don't know. I found him a little pudgy and nice, which is what I expected from him as a character. But I think there was a missed opportunity for them to not show some cool early Tolkien lore.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been so fascinating to see things develop around him.
right? And not really, and it's just making him care a little bit or worried about what's going on. I don't know, man. I don't know why they do these things.
Yeah.
It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul to see that.
Trust me, I feel you with a lot of other shows that I go and watch. It's just like, you have the material right in front of you. Why do you need to change it? I don't understand.
Yeah.
You could tweak it a little bit here and there, but don't change the fundamentals. Then it's not the same show anymore. It's not the same lore. It's something else.
It's not even the same characters at that point that people like love to read and want to know more about. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Episode 5 next week, Friday.
Yes.
We'll do a show on Sunday. I hope you guys like our shows on Sunday. We're not just going to stick to Rings of Power. We are going to do some other stuff, but we wanted to get our feet wet, get going here. But our schedule on Sundays is going to be kind of all over the place because it's all over the place for me on weekends. And I'm assuming likewise with you.
Yeah.
We might even do once in a while a Saturday afternoon show or something, that just because Sunday might not work for both of us. But we'll try to do a show regardless, and we'll try to give enough time so that we can have people come on, say hi to us. We appreciate you guys coming and saying hi to us. It's nice.
100%.
Give your thoughts. Your opinions are always welcome here, and we'll look into it. And it's nice to kind of have conversations, right? So it's good to do that. How many episodes of the Rings of Power this year? 8 or 10?
Are they only doing 8? Because they dropping the first 3 like that might have been a bad
Oh yeah,
idea.
you're right. Yeah, I think they're only doing 8.
That's good. So this is a quick season.
Do you want to look that up?
Yeah, it's expected to have 8.
What do you mean expected?
That's all it says. It's expected to have
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So it sounds like they just want to get the seasons done fast. They want to end their contract hella quick.
They can. They have to do 5 seasons.
Yeah. So they make it short and drop the first 3 episodes in the first week so they can get right through it.
They should just drop all of the episodes. Just get right through it.
Right. Like, what are you editing still? Nothing. I thought the show, it was all done.
Ah, man. I don't know. This show, oh man, it's gonna bleed Amazon. But hey, whatever. It's Jeff Bezos' money, not my money. And I'm having a good time laughing about it. I just love the way it's poorly written. I love the character dialogue and the lack of acting by a lot of people. But it's good comedy. It's good comedy. Don't take it too seriously. Have fun with it.
I can't wait to see more sibling squabbles.
I can't wait for you to check out the movie in theaters and hear your thoughts on it. Very interested. I do not care about the story. I think it's hot garbage, but I want to hear your take on it and what you thought about it. I still won't watch it though until it's on a streaming platform.
Fair.
Because hey, I have other things to watch.
It's a Rohan backstory, which I think was some of the best stuff.
It's not a backstory; it's a made-up story.
Sort of.
Well, when you have a female character that's not existent in the lore, all the stuff she does in there, it's all made up. The character is the character's mentioned as like a throwaway, right? It's not an integral character.
Well, they kind of have to do something to give that a thing, I think.
Not that.
We'll see. We'll see when it comes.
We've already got enough of this here, where they've taken liberty with all the characters and added new characters that don't even exist. And we hate it.
In some realm. We don't know what kind of significance they have. Because that was never fleshed out.
Girl boss. What say you overall for this episode?
This is like a 4 out of 10 for me, man.
Really?
Yeah.
You gave it a lower score than last week?
I did, yeah. I mean, the only scene that I liked was when the ants showed up and they had a conversation with the ants. That was it. I was excited for Tom, but then when they did more of a conversation with him and they made him worried, I was like, this is not Tom, dude. You butchered him. You made him care when he isn't supposed to care. Like, yeah. So this one was a 4 out of 10 for me. I did not enjoy this one.
It's funny you say that because that's exactly my score, 4 out of 10. I've been consistent though. I've been under 5 all the time.
Right? Yeah.
I've been under, and this is no. The jangling of the keys of having Tom in there. Oh, look, we put a character in there that you guys loved. Here it is. Yeah, but you still did the guy wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did him bad. You did him dirty,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you get a deduction for doing that. It's nice to see the character on screen, but you still screwed it up.
Yep.
You've got storylines that I don't care about still.
Mm-hmm.
Still have piss poor writing.
Mm-hmm.
Things don't make sense, but they just trot along for, storytelling.
Yep.
This has to happen for that to happen. So yeah, it gets a 4 out of 10 for me. I don't think it's going to get past 5 for me at all in this season.
No,
I think 5.5 is going to be the highest I think I'll give this, just by what's left over. I think that's the highest I'm probably going to ever give this show. Not out of hate. I just don't see it elevating. Every time I think they're going to elevate, they just disappoint me. Right?
Yeah, it makes me wonder what they're going to do with this Dark Wizard. A lot of people I've read on like Reddit forums and stuff are thinking like this is the Blue Wizard, one of the Blue Wizards that they're going to show off, because they don't really give a lot of like information about the Blue Wizards. All it was they went to the east of Middle Earth to try and stir resistance.
When they say east, they don't mean Middle East, literally.
No.
These guys are taking it literally.
Yeah. To like stir resistance against Sauron. So and then that's all there was. So we don't know anything about the Blue Wizards, and people are speculating they're going to turn one of, like, it's possible that this Dark Wizard will end up becoming one of the Blue Wizards.
That's why I called you a Blue Wizard in the beginning of the show. No, seriously, that's why I said it.
That makes sense now.
See, now you get it. Full circle. We
now.
come around full circle. There you go. Speaking of full circles, we are done for today.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate all of you guys coming. If you're new here, hit the like, subscribe button. Give us a support. We have 2 other shows. Monday nights, we have a collector show called A&R Geekly at 8 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Thursdays, we have a Popcorn Chicken show, which we talk about all things movies, TV show related, news, updates, things like that. So join us there. That's Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And then we've got this show, The Mighty Show, which will hover around on a Sunday mostly, and then maybe sometimes Saturday, depending on scheduling. But we'll get one out at least every week, every weekly episode, especially right now with the Rings of Power breakdown. And we'll have other stuff that we'll break down as well. And yeah, so appreciate all of you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Sheldon, for hanging out with me.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, let's go through this next week again.
Yeah. Yes. Suffer right. More.
All right. I made